Hey guys, thanks so much for joining us today for the Tie Jam, our first online Tie Jam, bringing back. My name is Kristen. I'm gonna be working with you today. Today we're gonna be doing some upper back and neck work. I'm gonna go quickly through the different anatomy just so you can kind of get an idea as to what it is that we're working on today. So today we're gonna be working with our pecs. We're gonna be working on the pecs. You can see here where the musculature is. As well, we're gonna be working on the trapezius. It's a common area where we have issues. Everybody has issues with their traps, from our bad posture or what we do daily with work. It's a common area that causes a lot of neck pain, shoulder pain. TMJ can come from over tight trapezius. We also have the levator scapula, also known as the Darth levator. It's another troublesome muscle. Clients, or if you work on a computer and you have your elbows on a desk, you might notice that you have some levator scapula issues. And we also will be working on some different neck muscles. So I just kind of wanted to put this up so you could get a visual for what it is that we're working on today. I expect that not everyone here has gone to massage school or has taken anatomy. I expect that people who are watching this video and tuning in today with us are also just average folks that, go in throughout the day and you consume massage, but maybe this is your first time being exposed to Thai body work. But if so, I'm excited to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. So to get started, I have my client, my friend here, laying on the mat sideline. The one thing you want to worry about is bolstering the neck, also bolstering the hip. So it's always useful to have some extra blankets. I like to use these yoga blankets. So you can, for the leg, you can go ahead and roll it up, fold it to give them a little bit of cushion so that their hip is supported. You want to go ahead and lift up your leg for me? All right. Your client will know it's best if you fold it in a weird way. He ended up folding it long ways and rolling it. How's the pillow for you?
It's good.
Okay. Sometimes I like to use these blankets because they are great. I typically will fold them like this and use this as a pillow. For me, this is best for when I receive, but everyone's different. The great thing about that is that it gives you options. You can kind of fold it and bend it as to where you need. Let me see here. So let's get started. Whenever I'm doing sideline, whenever you see the pillow like this, I like to kind of move it forward. Do you mind if I move this? That way I can get right up against my friend I'm working on. Let me see. There we go. Better view there for us. All right, so I want to come in and just kind of warm up the area. I do a simple hold like this. You just kind of grab and lean back. What we're doing with this is we're addressing all those muscles that I showed you in the beginning. Take your time. This is a nice hello. Nice to warm it up, give it some length. Depending on where you kind of lean towards, right now I'm opening up the pecs. Just kind of seeing how his body feels. What kind of movement is his body allowing? For a lot of us, just this move is so nice after a long day of work, dealing with something stressful in your personal life, to just pull those shoulders away from your ears. So nice. So we're doing two 30-minute trades. I'm gonna try to do 15 minutes each side so that way we're not feeling weird, only having one side stretched out and lengthened and the other side feeling a bit left out. I like to come in and just kind of warm this area up. I have my fingers just here underneath the scapula, just kind of opening, just kind of feeling the area out. As I move, I'm rolling the scapula back onto my fingers. And I'm continuing that movement of opening, lengthening, For some of us, it's so tight that behind our scapula, you can't really fit any fingers. It's okay. It's just nice to kind of feel that this area is being touched. A lot of the time when we feel discomfort here in this area behind the scapula, it's actually our pecs where the problem's coming from. So this move is nice because you're actually able to address both of those areas at the same time. So after I feel like I've kind of warmed this area up, I like to come up to the shoulder. We're going to work on the trap a little bit. Let me see if there's a better angle. I'm going to go ahead and switch. So I use the arm as basically a handle. I use it to lengthen. I just come in and put my knee into the trap. For some people, you really can't put much pressure here. Some people love it, want more pressure. How's the pressure? Good. You'll find what angle works for your body. For me, I like to keep this leg up here, and then my left leg, my right leg, I will find a nice spot in the trap, kind of sink in. Some people like a little bit of movement. It makes it a little easier to receive. But really, it takes some, you have to get used to where you place your foot in order to get your knee in a spot that feels right for the move. As I work the trap, I'll kind of move up, being aware of the bone structure. You want to avoid bones. You also want to have open communication from the client or from your friend to you. For some people, maybe the knee is too much. Everyone's knee is a little bit different. Some of our knees are bonier, some are not as much. So really be aware of your body and which point of your knee you're using. So we can come in with our elbow. Let me go ahead and show you the neck anatomy again. So you can kind of get an idea of what the musculature in the area looks like. We'll go back to that. So what I do is I come in here with my neck, or I come in here with my elbow to his neck. I just settle in. I watch his body movement to make sure that the pressure is not too much. I'm using this flat part of my elbow here. I'm not using the tip. I'm using this area right here as I apply some pressure. With this work, it can be deeper. We don't move as fast as maybe you do in other styles of body work. I like the body to open the door rather than come and kicking it in. And if you've never put your elbow into someone's neck before, you might be a little hesitant. Trust me, this is really delicious work. The arm almost settles right to where it needs to go. Make sure to not be too forward in the neck. And sometimes a natural slide occurs. I just always like to be careful of their hair. It's not really a great sensation pulling an elbow through someone's hair, so I try to make sure to stay out of that. You tuck your chin for me. Then I'll come up to the top of the body. Again, I use the arm as a handle. Same as I did when I put my knee in the trap. And I come in, just open some space. And once again, make sure you're not too forward in the neck. You're wanting to come right here in the junction. I almost kind of like hook in. And then I sink. You will notice when it's your turn to receive how nice it is to have the length. It's quite a different sensation having the arm supported versus not. You'll find that if you have TMJ, this really relieves some of that jaw pain that you may experience. When I'm doing this work, depending on the client, I might do one more pass. Bringing my knee back into the trap to kind of open. And with me, where my friend is laying, I need to kind of pull my knee off the pad, off the mat that we're using, to give myself just a little more space. Really, with how tight most of our traps are, you could kind of linger here for a little while. If this is your first time ever using your knees, if this is your first time ever working with someone, I do understand it might feel a little weird, but once you get the stance down on how to give this, it comes as second nature. As you can see, I'm using this side of my knee. Now, say if your friend that's receiving wants more pressure or wants it to be more pointy, you can change the angle of your knee and you could use the pointy and push down, but I wouldn't start off that way, nor would I do that unless someone was asking for quite a bit more of a pointy sensation. The one thing that I like to do with Thai is I like to compress and stretch. I like to kind of go back and forth to open. And even sometimes I like to do a little bit of myofascial work to the arm, but you know, one step at a time. So as I was saying, going from compressions to stretches. I like to open up and just give everything a nice big stretch, depending on how your friend's arm and wrist is. Let me show you this from a different view. And so what I'm doing here, let me show you from a different angle. I've got my feet and I'm just pulling on his arm. You can either hold by the wrist, give some nice traction here to open the pecs, or you can kind of make a handle here. I just wanted to open everything back up. We're gonna do this one more time. We're gonna go switch sides. Try it on the opposite side. All right, so switch sides. Same thing again. Make sure your client is bolstered, your friend is bolstered, head supported. Once again, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the pillow towards the front of her body so that way I can be laying with my legs straight in front of me, nice and comfortable. My body is resting against her so she feels nice and supported. Once again, I create this little handle. Just kind of lean back. Bring in your second hand. And you'll see your friend's neck naturally lift. I kind of just go back and forth feeling what her body feels like. Where is she holding her tension? Open the pec, stretch back. You might feel some pops. I just felt a little pop in her shoulder. It's okay, you know, she'll let you know, your friend or client will let you know if they have issues with joints, anything you need to be worried about. Anything else is just going to be a natural moving of the joints. I like to take my time here. This seems so basic, but when we spend all day with our shoulders up by our ears, it's so nice to just have them opened up again. Up here, your levator attaches. I like to come in and just kind of say hello with both my hands. I just have a cup. I'll come back behind. I'm rolling her scapula onto my fingers as I'm stretching her pecs. stretching her traps, giving length to levator. And like I said, some people, they won't have near as much space back here behind their scapula, but that's okay. If you can't fully put your fingers underneath, what I tend to do is just kind of hang out here, work the tissue. Everybody's different, so if the body doesn't fit or move in the way that I'm showing, there's a way to kind of make it work for everyone. Open the pecs. I like to set the arm down here. It gives me a good handle. Yes. So once I've using the arm as a handle, bring your knee into the area. It's right here in the trap. If you see that your friend's head is tilted up, just change your pillow to where it gives more space. You want to have space here. So if her head was cranked up, I wouldn't have enough space. Just come in. There we go. That pressure. I'm going for this chunky muscle on the top of the shoulder. I'm just leaning in. You can ask your friend, do they like it when you move it, or do you want it when I have it keep it still? That's up to your client, what they want, what seems to feel better. Andrea, what feels better for you?
All of it.
All right. So, you know, my friend might like it when I go a little bit between. I'll do a little movement. And then move up a little bit, being aware of the bony structure. There you go. I found a good spot. So whenever I find that things are tighter, I like to kind of hang out a little bit before I start doing any movement. It might have been a while since she's had any work to the traps. And so too much movement might be overwhelming. The body seems to like to have a second to kind of sink into what we're doing. And then you kind of bring a little movement. Here's a picture of the trapezius. You can see the movement that it's responsible for. As I said, just kind of hook in. Ooh. Once again, I'm feeling some dense tissue. When I can feel it's kind of dense and hard, I can tell this is an area that needs a little attention. Bring a little movement, lengthen. If I need a little balance, I put my hand on my hip and just kind of give myself a way to stabilize myself. Then I'll come down. We'll go back to her neck. Same as last time, I like to shoot for right in this area here, the flat part of my elbow. You will quickly find out that the pointy part is too much. Your friend will jump off the mat. How's that area?
Good.
Okay. And I kind of feel around. Make sure you check in with your friend. Make sure your pressure is good. This doesn't look like a lot going on, but if you're on the mat feeling the work, you will definitely feel there's much more going on to this than what it seems. Whenever I come out slow. Go ahead and tuck your chin for me. And whenever your friend tucks their chin, make sure their head is still supported by the pillow or the blanket. Once again, we're gonna go in right in this area. You can see where I was just working. And you use the arm as a handle. Give some length. And then hook and sink in. How's that? Do you like any more or any less? All right, she wants a little more. So I'm gonna reposition myself a little better there. Basically, I just re-hooked in. I kind of grabbed it a little more with that piece of my elbow. Elbow. If you feel yourself kind of slipping off, just reposition. Use your arm as a handle, give it some length, hook in. Sometimes you'll feel the body kind of fighting it. Don't worry, it will eventually release. I want to come in one more time. And the same thing here. I'm just going to kind of take my knee off the mat. It's okay. Do what's best for your body. You never want to do anything that makes you feel bad while you're giving anyone any work. Back into that trap. I slowly come out. Like I said, after compressing, I like to stretch and give the area length. So I'll come down and put my feet at her low back, grab her arm, and we're just gonna open these pecs. I like to do a little slide on the arm. You can kind of step in the low back. This is just a nice little hello to the back as you're opening the pecs, giving some length. You can use the arm as a handle. Some people don't really like their wrists to be pulled on, so you can pull here. Even come down. Nice stretch to everything we've been working on and warming up as you give some nice attention to the forearm and hand. Little bonus. Just doing these simple moves, we've done 15 minutes each side. It's a great way to get the body to start opening, lengthening, getting those shoulders away from those ears. I'm going to go ahead and show the anatomy one more time. So we can go over, review the muscles we were just looking at, working on. We got the pec. You can see the attachments. So as we're opening it back, you can see how that would lengthen the area. Those are the trapezius, which we were opening up, massaging in the beginning while we were opening the pecs. Our levator scapula. And our different neck muscles. Now you can take a lot more time with this neck work. I was trying to get it into this time. So, when you're doing this with your friend, feel free to take your time. There's no rush. You can really sink in and really get these muscles to relax. So one thing I did want to bring up, our body's back bending. It really is nice to help open anyone that's having some spine tension. It's nice to open up. A back bend is a really nice way to do so. Dogs are set up, they are the way that their bodies are, they don't have that compression on the spine that we as humans do. With them walking on all 4 feet, their spine stays nice and long. For us as humans, we always need to kind of work on relieving the compression. If you guys need to take a bathroom break or switch people, let's go ahead and do that right now. Also, if you guys want to check out what we're doing, we do have our workbooks. After we are done today, if you were to buy the entire workbook selection, we are giving you a free t-shirt to go along with that today. Great stuff. And we have the DVDs and the books that come with it. There's a package deal. There's also payment options if that is best for you. So you can go ahead and find that link. And then we're gonna do a bathroom break really quick and switch positions. And we'll be back in 2 seconds.